Oh yeah, you know that. Close the door, come in. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, that's why I do not. Come here. Can somebody find my other phone, please? Can somebody find my other phone? I cannot even share it. I can't do anything.
Where is
I don't have a clue. I had it on the table. Sorry, guys. I should have never clicked the live button this fast. I just realized I can't even share or anything. I think it's upstairs. Hey, guys. Good afternoon. How are you? Good afternoon, guys. How are you? How are you? How are you? So if you guys are new to my live streams, I'm Falashade, the Accountability Accountant, guys. I help entrepreneurs and individuals just like you, okay, live the life that you dream. And I do that by incorporating accounting, accountability, and coaching to your everyday business life, guys. So today's topic in today's live stream, we're going to be talking about every business owner can hire their child and build generational wealth. Okay, so this is feeding off my live stream, well, my course that I did last week, Thursday, my How to Hire Your Child Masterclass. That was absolutely amazing. We've received 5 stars so far. And what really triggered today's live stream, to be really honest with you, was one of my posts was reshared on one of the big platforms on Instagram called the Melanin Shade Room, right? The Melanin Shade Room. And what happened was I started to notice that there were just so many negative comments. Okay. So Leo, if you're watching this video, if you're in the live stream, please go and share the live streams. I cannot share the live streams at all, Leo. I don't have my other phone. So I'm out right now. Okay. I cannot share it. So, okay, so first things first, I'm already starting to get some negative responses. I think that's Periscope, which is great, because we're going to go ahead on and debunk a lot of that negativity, because when you guys come to my platform, you're going to realize that all I do is talk the truth. For all of you newbies that's new to me, I've been giving content and doing videos and live streams for over the past 5 years on Facebook and Periscope, and a lot of you are new to my post and new to me, which is great. Thank you for coming on, right? But we're going to talk about every business owner can hire their child. And so it's like a Q&A open forum, but we're going to connect the dots between everything. So PNW98, and let me add this, show this really quick on the Instagram. He or she stated, if you guys can see on my screen, give me 1 second. I'm about to share my screen really quick so you guys can see this. So for every person that says hiring your child is illegal, I'm about to share my screen with the Department of Labor, so you guys will never ever comment on my post talking about it's illegal to hire your children. Because the first thing is miseducation or, your lack of knowledge. So what we're going to do, we're going to actually let you see right here in your face that you can legally hire your children. Hey, guys, how are you on Instagram? Hey, Designs. So while that page is loading up, he basically said, oh, yeah, I think there are laws that don't let kids work. That is not true. So we're talking about you as the business owner hiring your child. We're not talking about your child going to work down the street for the neighbors. Okay, so let me stand correctly. We're not talking about that. We're talking about you as a real business owner. So if you are a real business owner, I would advise you to come into the live stream, bring your open-mindedness to this video, and also share this video with your colleagues, your friends, family, and everybody else that you know of that think hiring your child is illegal, or they don't want you to do that, or you're not supposed to do that. It's something shady behind it, or anyone that's interested in learning more on how they can possibly incorporate this legal tax strategy into their business. Okay, so what we're about to do, we're about to share our screen. And then for Instagram, you guys have to bear with me because as I told you guys last week in our video, as I said last week in our video, guys, my platform is not allowing me to stream on Instagram yet. So you guys cannot see my screen. Okay, so Coach says it's not illegal. Even T.I. hires his children. So Tommy Watkins, he just attended the class. He said, I think he invited somebody. Okay, so guys, I'm about to share my screen on Instagram. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so we're on what site? The Department of Labor. So remember, the Department of Labor is the one that regulates working conditions, child employment, everything. They're the ones that if you're not getting paid enough, you're not getting paid your overtime, you will report everything to the Department of Labor. Okay, so clearly, as you can see, we're on that site, departmentoflabor.gov. It says employment by parents. Okay, so it says the Fair Labor Standards Act minimum age requirements do not, okay, look at that. The Fair Labor Standards Act minimum age requirements do not apply to minors employed by their parents. Thank you. Or by a person acting as their guardian. An exception to this occurs in the mining industry, manufacturing, and occupations where the minimum age requirement of 18 years old. So if you are just an online business owner, if you are just you selling t-shirts, or you own a brick and mortar and your child will be helping you, and it's nothing strenuous that's not in the mining, manufacturing, and occupations that requires a minimum age, right? Then it is legal for you guys to hire your children. Okay, so first of all, please, when you guys see my post, do not post that under my post. It is 100% legal. Okay, legal. Look, y'all, I'm always funny. Look, always funny. But yes, hiring your child is 100% legal. So for every person that has said, because they were misinformed or uneducated enough, I, Falashade, will not come up here. I cannot risk my licenses and my staff livelihood and my family's livelihood coming on Instagram making posts that are not true. Just so you guys are clear. And also the same thing on Facebook. We do not do this here, okay? So it is 100% legal for you to hire your children. And as you can see, they're not regulating it, okay? They're not regulating it. You can have your children working all day. Now, you cannot do that. Okay? Actually allow them to work when they want to do it. Make it fun. Okay. So I've been seeing so many people like, well, let kids be kids. Let kids be kids. And oh my gosh, I've seen that. Now, see, this is the difference between you and successful parents. Uber successful parents like me and my husband and stuff, my family, we are not going to just be letting our kids sit around all day Saturday, not doing anything, playing on games, not learning and not applying themselves. So my daughter reached the age that I think that she can help me in my office. And Bryn works for me. And I told her what you guys were posting on the thing. I was like, Bryn, I just told her just now, I was like, because the office just called me. Well, Randy said one of our clients want to meet in the office so I can get the big box. And Bryn is the one that scans on all of the paperwork and stuff for my office. She gets it to Randy and put it in the portal and everything else. So Bryn is the one that do that, my 8-year-old. Okay. So I got the message from my staff. Randy said, I'm trying to avoid you getting that box, Sade. And I was like, ugh, okay. All right. So Bryn, if I have to get this box from the client, right? If I have to get this box for the client, then please, mama, you're going to have to help me scan on and get this stuff to Randy. So she said, okay, ma. And she did like this. Asked my sister, y'all. My sister was standing right there. She was like, ching, ching, ching. So what she said was she was actually happy. She thought about the money that she's going to make from doing the work that I need her to do in the office, right? So I told her, I was like, oh, Pooh, so you excited to work? She was like, yeah, I'll have my own money and, I can do what I want to do with it. I was like, girl, you would not even believe that people on the post is like, I'm slaving you. And if you hire your kids, you slaving them and all of that stuff and let them have a childhood. I'm going to be really honest with you. Most children are asking for structure and discipline. Now, I'm not telling you to put them on army mode, okay? Doom, 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 screaming around the house, chaotic and all of that stuff. No. What I'm saying is every kid wants discipline and structure, and they want that from you. So if you're wondering why your kids drive you nuts, it's really honestly because they lack structure and discipline, and probably because they're already very advanced where what you have them do right now is not fully occupying them, or you have them playing those games all day and you think that that's acceptable. If you think you're going to raise amazing children, smart, educated humans that's going to do something in the world and make impact on people, then you're not going to have them watching games all weekend, not applying themselves and not doing anything productive. And the best way to do that is to expose them to your business. So now guess what? Bryn been working on my desktop, right? She was like, oh my gosh, Mom, it's so hard. It took me forever to send the message to Randy, right? But guess what? When Bryn started school this year, she knew some technical stuff that the teacher didn't even know. She even showed the class a few little tools and tricks to the computer that nobody even knew. Outside of that, she typed faster and she's performing better because she had the application over the summertime by working in my business. You have to teach them early. If you don't teach them early, you're setting them up to be taught by the world and taught by society. And that's the last thing that I really want to actually happen, is for you guys to think that your internet and your stuff, it's what's going to raise my kid. No, 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 no. And your standard. So we already debunked that it's not illegal for you to hire your child, right? We already debunked that. Okay, so the next thing we have to also take into consideration that a lot of this is way over some of you guys' head. Now, the first thing that I had to break was the barrier of you seeing that this was true or false. As you can clearly see, it's true. You can hire your children. If this was illegal, then why would the Department of Labor have it posted? Then, if it was illegal, why would the IRS, and I'm about to share my screen, why would the IRS say, oh, hiring your children is a very good tax strategy? So let me go ahead on there and show you guys that. Okay, so just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, so I'm about to share my screen really quick. And again, on Instagram, I'm going to have to flip over the camera. So again, my apologies for that. Okay, so we're going to go right to the top. And it clearly says on the IRS site, let me flip this and share my screen. Okay, and then Instagram, I'm also going to share my screen as well. Okay, so on the IRS site, do we all agree we're on the irs.gov site? Okay, so it says, one of the advantages of operating your own business is hiring family members. However, employment tax requirements for family members may vary. Child employed by parents. Okay, so now we're already past that. Do you guys agree or disagree that the IRS says Oh, hiring your family member, your children is legal, and it allows for that's an advantage. Okay, so look, so that's the second thing. The IRS even said it. It's an advantage of being a business owner. So what they're saying that as a business owner, you want to take advantage of hiring your children because the employment taxes and stuff differs. Like you really want to do that. So Melly Champ said, "Yep, hired my 1-year-old as a model for my flyers. Y'all better keep that money in the family. That tax free. I love your page. Thank you." She said, "Good day." You see what I'm saying? So just because you guys were misinformed, do not go around toting your misinformation around on the World Wide Web, especially, honestly, not on my post, okay? Because I'm not going to be out there for all you newbies. I'm not going to be out there telling you something that's illegal. Like, I do not want the bag that way, okay? I want the bag changing your lives and making impact. I do not want the bag for me posting stuff that is not legit, okay? So, number 2, we've already concluded that it's legal by the Department of Labor. We've already shown that the IRS said that there's tax advantages to hiring your children, and that's one of the benefits of being a business owner, right? So the third thing is your mindset, guys. And I know many of you that may watch this replay or that's on this live stream, you may click off at this moment, and that's perfectly fine with me. But one thing I want you guys to understand that it starts with you. It starts with you. Everything that you want out of life start with you. So if your desire is to build generational wealth and really make some impact, right, and never have your family struggle the way that you've done, right, then it starts with you to start learning what are the tools, what are the strategies, what do you need to learn? Why do you need to learn this? Why do you need to incorporate this strategy and everything else? So it's up to you now to say, you know what? Falashade just proved to me that it's legal. Falashade just told me that the IRS said there's an advantage of being a business owner, right? But now, what am I going to do now? You do have your child. Take advantage of it. And here's why you guys want to be able to take advantage of it. The moment you do this right and you figure it out, maybe register for my class, the replay is there, okay? Register for the class, take the class, and you learn it. You will now open up so many doors for opportunity. So many of you are like, oh my gosh, I want to invest into real estate, not knowing what it takes and the amount of money that you're going to have to invest into real estate. Okay, not knowing it. However, you can start off small. You can start investing into your children, using this as an avenue to start building generational wealth. And then eventually the both of you might have enough money to put together and even invest into real estate. Your kids will have enough money because what we're actually working for, we're working for really what? When we die, we get the life insurance. Who get the life insurance? Your kids, right? When you die, when the properties, whatever properties you have, who gets it? Your kids, right? This allows you to go straight to them. This allows you to start investing into them directly instead of them having to wait until you die. Right now, many of you are only focused on, okay, what if I die? What my kids have? Not understanding that many of you might live until you're 70 and 80 and 90 years old. Think about that. Let me take a step back and pause for a minute. Many of you are only setting up your kids. Hey, Pastor Ron, how are you? Many of you are owning up your kids for wealth when you die, right? But if do you look at the lifespan, do you know they increase Social Security and when you get your minimum distributions in, you might not die until you're 80 or 90 years old. So you're telling me if you're my age, I'm 35, that means I'm 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. My kids have to wait to be millionaires or be successful because you decided not to realize that every business owner can hire their children and start building generational wealth. You only thought that if you just have a life insurance policy that is enough. Why do your kid have to wait until you die to get $250,000? And then we wonder why they end up blowing the money when they get it. or when they end up selling grandma's house or even your house when they get it, because we never taught them about money management. Give me 1 second, guys. That whole house is loud. Wow. I can't even hear like my thoughts. I'm sorry, y'all. It's like I couldn't even hear my thoughts at all. Sorry, y'all. So why are you waiting until you die to set your kids up? By hiring your children, it allows you to start setting them up now. It allows them to be mindful of money and have strong financial management skills and be able to take over your business by the time they get a certain age. We are only looking until we die for investments or to build generational wealth. No, generational wealth starts with what you're doing when you are alive. What could you do for them now? Not what you want to give them when you die. Why do they have to wait 50 years? So you telling me, literally, look at this. Think about this. Like, let's take a step back. Let's really be honest today. If you're my age, I'm 35, right? Let me put 35. Let's say I die when I'm 80, right? Okay. So that's 45 years. Bryn is already 8, right? So that's 13. So that means by the time Bryn get my life insurance policy, by the time Bryn get the properties that's going to pass down to her, by the time Bryn have investments, portfolio, and everything else, she have to wait until she's 53 years old. She will have to wait until she's 53 years old to get that. At that point, she should have already established her own wealth. At that point, she should have already been through the trenches or suffered. This is why some people flourish and some people dissipate, because of the lack of knowledge and application. Because we feel as though that life insurance, investing in stocks, that is one part of building generational wealth, guys. You have to diversify. So by learning how your children, right, it allows you to diversify your wealth generating activities. You are also now invested into your children directly. Why are we waiting until these kids die? Why are we waiting not until these kids die? Why are we waiting until we die to be able to pass over something to our children? And you wonder why the Black community is not building generational wealth. By the time Bryn gets 53 years old, let's say I die at that time, she would have already been through enough pain and suffering, struggles, evictions, foreclosures, couldn't start a business, couldn't go to school, couldn't do all of that, just because mommy didn't learn that in her business, she could have hired me, put money away tax-free, did all of this, let that money build compound interest. And by the time Bryn is 30, she should have over $280,000 left over in her bank account. $280,000 in her retirement account. Bryn will have by the time she's 30. By the time she's 65, that money is going to be $3.7 million. So if I die 53, she don't even really have to even touch my money, because she would have already have her $3 million put to the side. But you guys are not thinking the way that we thinking today. You guys are not really trying to build generational wealth. You guys are really just trying to do what everybody else is doing and not understanding that the tax code is set up for the people that knows what to do. And many of you, even after watching this video, even after me taking you to the Department of Labor, even after me taking you to every site right now, right, that you still want to believe that hiring your child is illegal. You still want to believe that you can't take advantage of this because something is wrong with you. No, something is not wrong with you. And I'm going to say this on this live stream. Every business owner can take advantage of the number one tax strategy that each and every one of us should be taking advantage of, and hiring our child and using that technique to be able to build generational wealth. You can do it. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter if your business is making 20,000 or 10,000, 15,000, 100,000, $1 million, 100 million, 300 million. It doesn't matter. It doesn't discriminate. If you can learn the techniques, how to legally hire your children, this technique does not discriminate. 1 second, guys. So now my question to you, everybody that's going to watch this replay, post on the video, your comments, everybody that's live, if you post on one of my pages or one of my posts that you guys will see. Now, how do you feel about it? You didn't look at every post, okay? Because quite a y'all done seen it over what? Me and my team said hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people didn't been on my page. Quite a you guys done seen the posts. After you watch this video, now answer my question. Why aren't you hiring your child and building generational wealth? Why aren't you? You can't say any longer, Falashade, I don't think it's right. I think you're trying to cheat the people, or you're trying to now have our children slaved. No, 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 no. My question to you guys, why haven't you? Your family deserve it. My family deserve it. Don't look back, because you guys are going to look back, because you're going to see me live until I die, right? Because I've been going live for years now. So you guys are going to see me live until I die. You see Bryn now at 8 years old. Don't regret it, because when you see her take over the business, right? Or when you see her coming, and I'm giving you guys updates about her lifestyle, you guys are going to regret it, because you're going to say, oh my gosh, I've been following Falashade for 30 years. See, right now, remember, this internet stuff is new. I'm going to be around till I die, and I'm going to be coming live and being in y'all face until I die, okay? So what's going to happen is you guys will have to sit back and say, Falashade offered this course year after year after year after year. She did this for her kid. Her kid, she didn't even interview her kid. I can even call Bryn right now, real random. She upstairs doing her schoolwork, in her little independent thing, and ask her opinion on it. And you're going to say, you know what? Falashade told me. And I listen. I wasn't there mentally to understand what she's trying to get me to get. I'm trying to save your bottom line. Because, see, the beauty and the trick of building generational wealth is a blessing in disguise, is that you keep the money in your family. Many of you posted under my post saying, oh, who have an extra $6,000? Who have an extra $5,000? Who have an extra this, right? And that's the thing about it. When you hire your child legally, it's no more extra or nothing. You're going to be paying one person, and that person will have money to be able to buy their extra stuff. So, for example, the same way you pay your contractor, the same way you pay your employee, rather it be them, it will be your child. So your child will have money to buy their Robux and their Jordans and their iPhones and their stocks and their investments and everything else. It's not two payments. It's not double extra money. Get out of that mindset, y'all. It's not extra money. It's one money, and it's coming out of the business, and your child will have money to be able to do what they can do and do what they want to do with. Now, I hope that you make them invested like I've been teaching you guys, okay? And let them do their little stuff too, you know? You have to do both. But now, because you guys are not understanding that you're not paying two people, you're paying one person. Because think about it like this. You would have still had to pay your contractor and still give your child that thing that they asking for. So let's say it's $500 each. Your child want $500, your contractor need $500, right? Right? So now you have $1,000 coming out of your bank account. Woo! All right. that. However, if you hired your child legally, right, and teach them the business and had them do certain things, you will only have had 500 come out, because you would only get the 500 for your child and paid them, and then they could have bought what they wanted to buy. But you guys are not seeing it. It's not double paying. It's not extra money. It is actually legally hiring your child and teaching them and allowing them to step up and be responsible and do what they love to do. And this is where also you're building a skill set. So many of you are not even understanding that a lot of skills, many of you can't do nothing around your house. That's the reality. Let me be really honest. And if anybody been watching me for years, y'all know I'm brutally honest. That's one thing you will never say to me. I don't tell the truth. I tell the truth about my life, and I'm brutally honest about everything. Many of you don't have skill sets right now because you was never taught nothing. Your parents just let you wander around the house and do your own thing. This is why you can't cook. This is why you can't clean. This is why you can't even nail something in the wall. This is why you can't fix a toilet. This is why you don't have those daily life skills that you can use to pass over. This is why you don't have those extra skills to pass over and over. This is why I know accounting, because I was exposed to it and it piqued my interest from my father. And I said, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to help about accounting and taxes and business so they can use that money to build generational wealth. So they can use my knowledge that I teach them to save money and build profitable, scalable, and sustainable businesses. I also not a nail. I also type fast because my mother taught me. I also know how to cook. I also can clean. I also can fix my deck if I have to. Okay, because that was a skill set that I learned from Duke Ellington. So I know how to build some stuff. Okay, I know how to use a jigsaw and all of those equipment. So honestly, for real, all I need to do is put my mind, and I can even go own a goddamn construction company. Because these are skill sets that I developed throughout the years, not in my late years. No, this was 16, 14, 12. The skill sets that I learned at the age of 10, 9, 15, 20, I'm learning now. 100 words per minute, right? And my mother used to say, oh, yeah, the more I learn, the faster I learn how to type, the more money I can make. She said she could be this stethoscope. I don't know what it is when they're in a court. And yes, those people, right? And so I'm like, holy cow, oh my gosh. Look, if I can type faster when I'm a receptionist, I can be able to do more and more and more. Guess what? I started learning how to type. Now, guess what? I'm more efficient than any staff member that have ever worked for me. I type any one of my team members. Okay, I'm very technical on a computer because of it. It piqued my interest. It made me want to know more and made me a better person. So if you're wondering what's your passion and what's your skill set, ask yourself what you didn't learn when you were growing up. Because the females that know how to clean right now, they can go ahead on and clean houses to make money. The females that know how to do hair while they're suffering doing corona, they could be going to people's houses doing cornrows and doing braids for them. The females that learn how to cook, they could be doing meal planning for people. Okay, the females that learn how to bang stuff, they could be on Task Rabbit putting together IKEA furniture for other people. Males that know how to do all of this stuff, you guys don't understand it. This is why you are stuck working for somebody else, because you haven't learned the skill sets that you needed at a young age to figure out what really was your passion and your purpose. But you out here telling people online, let kids be kids. Well, what are they going to be exposed to know what they're great at? What are you going to teach them? You passing down. What are you passing? My daughter see me around the house putting together a lot of furniture. My daughter know how to use a hammer. I'm teaching my daughter, my 2-year-old son, when I was putting together my furniture for my closet, how to bang nails and how to put stuff together. So why can't they teach and you teach them how to learn your business? Are we crazy? Are we warped in this society now that we think that everything they're supposed to learn is outside of this home, when we have everything that they need to learn in the house so they can be amazing humans when they come out the house and be able to add value? What value your child gonna be able to add if you don't do your part? But you scared to hire your child. You scared to teach them daily skill set because you worried about labor law requirements and because you were never taught. The truth is, you guys were never taught this stuff. And it's okay for you to post that under my post. It's okay for you guys to message me saying that. But it's not okay for you guys to automatically assume that just because you don't know it, it is not right. Because that's what I'm getting. Y'all posted something just because you wasn't taught it. Follow me. I'm going to teach you. I've been teaching the game since 2014 online. I'm going to teach you. The issue is, don't post saying something ain't true if you have not acquired the knowledge and the expertise to know whether it is or not. So you have to have that discernment. Because you did not even learn enough, you don't know when it's true or not. The truth is this: in the Black community, we're missing out on millions of dollars and keeping money in our household and building generational wealth because we were misinformed and uneducated about things. And it's okay for all of you that's just finding me now, but it's not going to be okay for years and years to come, because I don't want to leave you guys behind. But guess what? I will leave you guys behind if you don't want to get it. But I want many of you to really understand and let this marinate in your mind. What do you not know around your house, and why don't you know it? And that was what I was telling my sister around. I said, you know what, sister, we in a time right now in my life where I have to pull around all my skill set. Everything that I always learned, everything that my parents taught me, everything that I learned in the streets, everything I learned at every university and every school that I went to, it's time for me to pull it all together and apply it. She said, what you mean, Pooh? I said, come here, I can fix this deck out back my house. Why am I going to pay them $2,000, $3,000 to fix my deck when I know how to do that myself? And she was like, oh yeah, Pooh, guess what? All we got to do is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, take them in the truck and go right to get a measure just like that. I said, yup. And guess what? I know how to bang it down and put it there and everything. Okay. Second thing, I want to get something else fixed around the house. I'm like, come here, why am I acting like a little ditz? Why am I acting like this? Like I don't know what to do in my house. Like I don't know how to fix anything. My mother didn't, my dad didn't, and my school didn't teach me the tech department and do, all my little friends that I still have online, y'all, what we learned, right? Why didn't I apply that stuff? And it dawned on me, because guess what? We forget that everything that we learn as children is what we need today to be able to survive and thrive. So Silk says, smart, educated, resourceful kids become smarter, more educated, and more resourceful adults. Yes. I mean, kids, she said. I totally agree. But the issue is mindset. So I first had to debunk all of you guys saying that this is not true. This is not legit. Don't come for me on my page. I don't care about no other account. I can't vouch for nobody else on the internet. The only people I vouch for is the close few people that you see me guys post. And most of them are clients and a few people that started on the ground with me that stay straight in the arrow. They ain't doing no fraud stuff. They ain't taking no shortcuts, and they serving you guys knowledge. Those are the people I share. So do not come for me on my posts when you guys see anything. Even when the shade room share my post, because that's what's about to happen next. We're going to speak that in existence. Don't come telling people, oh, nah, go check out Falashade page, y'all. Y'all don't even want to come for legit, y'all. Don't play with me. I don't care about nobody else you guys see on the internet. I was the one that started this, and I'm going to tell y'all, it is a lot of fake stuff online, but it ain't coming from my account. Yeah, you might see a little bit of grammar errors, okay? Because my team working on that. But outside of that, it's truth. And so let me move on to the next thing I want you guys to understand is that this. We are where we are because of the lack of exposure and opportunities that we had. I'm going to repeat that. We are where we are right now. Every last one of you, regardless of your color, your skin, wherever the case may be, this is applicable to every human. You are where you at because of your circumstances and maybe a lack of opportunity. That might be because your dad wasn't around, your mom wasn't around, you was poor, you black, you white, you know what I mean? You threw up trailer, whatever they call it, right? Whatever. Your mother was sick, you had a hard life. You are the product of your circumstances and your opportunities. And the difference is the choices that you make is the difference. The middle is the bridge is the choices that you make. So once you're a kid and your parents don't expose you to real life, real business, real expectations, then why would we expect our children to really know what society needs and what's expected of them and how they're supposed to? Yes, we can tell them speak proper and don't curse and all of that stuff. But what about the other things that they need to know? Like how to negotiate, how to know when they've been taken advantage of. Okay? When they taken advantage of, or how to negotiate, how to calculate money, how to, this is why many of you are followers and you guys are not leaders, simply because you were never taught how to lead. You were never taught how to lead. So you don't even know. And so the reason why I'm connecting the dots between all of this is because guess what? You can throw away everything you didn't learn going forward. But after you guys continuously learn and learn more, you have to start saying, you know what, everything I learned was not true. You have to let go of that baggage. You have to let go of that baggage. A lot of you have financial baggage. A lot of you have school baggage and knowledge baggage. Because when I say financial baggage, that means because your parents struggled, you struggled. All you know is struggle. Because there was never a budget done in your house, you don't know how to not spend, okay? Financial baggage, okay? We all have it. It's up to us to understand it first and not accept it. Understand it, well, understand it, accept it, and then change it. We all have financial baggage. Do y'all know that we couldn't even become CPAs and stuff until 1950 something? Like it's 1958, 1953. So why would you expect for this stuff to be receptive to you guys so soon? Out first, me coming on here, okay, and you guys understanding that this stuff is fully legit and I can really take advantage of it. It's not about how much my business make. It's not about the color of my skin. It's not about this. It's these tax laws do not discriminate. That's the only thing that don't discriminate, the tax laws. Everything else is discriminatory. The credit system, real estate, stock. Yes, they implement policies and stuff for the rich and stuff like that. But when you got the business, when you got the tools, when you got everything that they have, which is the knowledge, I'm giving you guys the knowledge, okay? You got the tool. The tool is your business, okay? You got it. It's now for you. It's time for you guys to use it. And stop making excuses. There's no more excuses. We're in 2020. We've been through hell and back, y'all. Every one of us, everybody, all of us have our own problems, our own demons and everything. The issue is this. Don't let your lack of knowledge and your history and your past end up hurting you in the future because you're going to regret it. And I don't live in regret. I told you guys, the only thing I really regret about my past is the fact that I didn't save money when I was about 21 years old. No, not even that age, 18 and 19, when I was working for the bingo hole. That was my only regret. Outside of that, I don't regret nothing that I've been through and everything that I've done. But you guys, you're going to regret this. You're going to say, Falasha, she told me this. Man, she tried to teach me this 10, 15 years ago. And your kid's looking at you like, Mom, but you didn't do it. I'm just learning this now because my friend was able to cash in her retirement account and get $300,000. And now I can't even pay for my tuition because you didn't make decisions when I was young and you were taught this. Now that's who you're going to have to talk to. You're never going to have to talk to me about it. It's going to be your kids. It is going to be your kids. That's who you're going to have to answer to. Not me, not my daughter, not my family, not my team, and not my clients. Yourself. Yourself. Because you're going to have to say, you know what? I was taught this 25 years ago. And 25 years ago with compound interest, okay? Your kid will be $1,000. Bryn will have over $280,000 by the time she's 30. Bryn is 8. That's 22 years. Ooh. So what you trying to do? 25 years, you're going to regret it. In 22 years, my daughter may be going to pay plow $280,000 to either take my business to the next level, buy her first house, right? And everything else. What are your child going to be able to do in 22 years? They got to wait until you die to get rich. And then you know what? Let me put this on here. So Coco Mermaid said, "You are spot on. Thank you, love." And this stuff, y'all hide. There we go. She also said, as a kid, you want to ask your parents why the heck they always say I can't afford it. I've never really told my kids that. Not to be boastful, but I ain't never tell my kids that. Instead, parents should say, I can afford it, and this is how you can too. Oh my gosh. Now, this is a diamond right here. I'm glad you put that, Coco Mermaid. I'm so glad you put that out there for the masses. Only people that can't see it is Instagram. And we wonder why our community's suffering, why our boys killing each other. Why would they kill each other if both of them graduated from high school with $200,000? Why would they be shooting each other for Jordans if your kids graduated from college to $1 million retirement account you've been putting away for that? Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. I know I'm talking to you guys today, and that's cool. I probably hurt some of you guys' feelings. I'm not saying that your life insurance is not enough, mama. I'm not saying that to you guys. What I'm saying is that your kids deserve to not have to wait until you die to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And I don't want you to have your kids go through trial and tribulation, suffering because you didn't incorporate this, and your family is ruined because guess what? You didn't set them up the way that you were supposed to be setting them up. Think about it. Why would your kids be on the block with their friends doing bad stuff if they got $200,000 to start a business and to go buy their house in the state, move to another state and start over their whole life, or go to the school that they want to, or do whatever they want to do, travel the world or whatever? Like, this is the reason why so many other races have so many opportunities. And we always, in this color thing, brown color, all of this stuff, we always go back to, yes, slavery and all that. I agree. All of that, redlining, everything, all of that. I agree. However, it is now time for us to say, you know what? While Antonio and Yvette and ADOS is trying to get our money, and Michi and all of them standing up, trying to get our money, I'm going to do my part. And I'm going to make sure I start investing my money. I'm going to hire my children like Falash, they've been telling me. Okay. And I'm going to start my part, because guess what? When Tone and Yvette and them need money to be able to go to in front of the policies and people, they're going to have to come to us to get the money, y'all. And none of y'all if we ain't doing our part, then are we going to be able to get them the 3,000-4,000 per person that we need to be able to get lobbyists? Like, the reality is, come on now. Like, come on now. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. Coco Mermaid said, just like people wake up every day and decide to eat and dress and do what they want. So, Firehouse Rocks, how are you, love? I saw your repost earlier. In this instance, we have to give each other the grace. We are one generation away from slavery, then civil rights movement. We are just unlearning old news. I totally agree with you, Firehouse Rocks. I totally agree with you. And I gave us that grace. And I'm giving us that grace. The issue is this. And if you've been following me for a very long time, go and check my live streams from 2014, 2015, 2016. I already started the mindset stuff. Okay. This is why my audience now is starting to understand it now. I've already been doing the mindset work, Firehouse. I'm not new to this. Okay. The issue is this. We also have to now take excuses out of it. We also have to take the excuse and see, as the accountability accountant, I have to also hold you accountable and myself accountable, and each and one of us to do our part. So what do I mean by doing our part? Doing our part is picking up the book. Doing our part is sharing the right feeds and not all of this mess that's going on. Doing our part is also being able to set our kids up and being receptive of this information. Doing our part is also getting the counseling that we need as a community and as individuals, and doing our part so we can be able to come together. So no, I've already given us the grace from slavery and all of that stuff. Okay. I've been through the trenches. Okay. This is why I'm the one that's able to speak about this, because outside of my mother being a descendant of slavery, I'm also the type of person that's been through hell and back. okay, raised by a single parent, living in a hood, never being able to get on food stamps, my mom and us being evicted 10 times out of 12 years, okay? So with that being said, and I started my business with no handouts. I used my student loans to start my business. Me and my husband survived off my student loans to be right here, right now with you guys. So when I come on here and Falasha Day, the accountability accountant, I'm coming to you as somebody that have dug themselves up from the ground up. I didn't work at a CPA firm to start my company. I didn't have a retirement account to set up. I had nothing. When my mother died, I had $2,000, but that did not give me an excuse. At the age of 16, I became my mother's guardian. So in addition to me having to go through high school, taking care of my mother, I had to wash her clothes, wipe her ass, and provide for her. And then guess what? I still showed up, and God still showed me that I had to come on here and fight you guys. But what God never told me to do was come on here and fight you guys, but don't give you the grace. I give you guys the grace. Firehouse Rock, I am not that one. And that is for each and every one of you. I'm not that one that is going to allow you guys to make excuses about anything. Because guess what? I was the one that did the Department of Employment Services when they did the summer jobs. I was the one trying to learn everything and coming back into my neighborhood and getting beat up or having to fight my way up to where I am right now. Please, we don't do excuses when you come into my live stream. What we do is this. We hold people accountable. Okay, so yes, we've been through slavery. All right. Have you made right now you from being where you want to be? This is where we are right now. This is the conversation we are here having right now. What excuses are we going to say now? Because guess what? I live in DC. I went to the University of Dumb Children. I didn't have what you guys have. I didn't have a scholarship. I went to free college. UDC provided free college for all DC residents. And guess what? It was all foreigners with me there. I was the only Black American out of the few that was my friend like BJ and the Keonti, my old girlfriend Keonti. There was only a few Black Americans there. So please don't give me these excuses. Free college. Please, I don't do excuses. So yes, I'm going to give everybody their grace. Every color, every race, every person, their grace. But what we're not going to do is not hold each and every one of us accountable for it. What are you sharing on your page? Not you, Firehouse Rock. I'm not saying. What impact are you guys making? What impact? Please. Yes, UDC, University of the District of Columbia. Yes, Five House Rock. Yes, real financial literacy. So like, yeah. So no, I like guys. I always do that. Oh, Five House Rock. Sorry. I always give the grace, but also we have to now stop making excuses. To make the change, it starts with each and every one of you. So when I saw them post on my feed that my photos that you guys that they're sharing, right? It didn't hurt me at all. What it showed me is that I have so much more work to do. And I knew when I signed up to change the lives of the Black community, that financially, when I signed up for this, God told me it is not going to be easy. But seeing the comments this morning and yesterday, after doing this 5 years, coming online almost every day, y'all, teaching financial literacy, check out my Periscopes. I got thousands of them. If you guys don't believe them, don't believe me, go and check them. I still realized yesterday that I have so much more work to do and so much more educating to do. And the only way that I can now make more impact and help more people is I have to take the excuses out of the way. It is so many tools and sites and benefits. Like I was the benefit aunt. The track phone had that. The free internet. Man, I even lived on Section 8. If y'all know my story, you know my story. The only reason why I moved out of my Section 8 apartment on 3rd Street was because they burglarized my house. And they did it 3 times. And I think, did they take my computer? I think, yep, they took my computer. And you know, your computer's your lifeblood, like in my industry, right? And I'm like, you know, I told my sister, I said, I can't really move. I can't afford to move nowhere, y'all. Couldn't afford to move nowhere. I had nothing saved, nothing in my bank account, nothing. Couldn't afford. And I said, you know what, God, I have to move. And guess what he said? All right. So he said, go to the Justice Department, get $1,500 for your security deposit. So I made the claim. They gave me a $1,500 fee to recover my stuff. I used that for my deposit. You guys, I lived off my student loan. So I don't really give nobody excuses. I didn't eat out. So when people ask me what I sacrificed to get to where I'm at, like, you just have to ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice? If you're not willing to sacrifice partying with your girlfriends and drinking and living a life, then you're not willing to really get to the next level in life. Point blank, period. Because I had to sacrifice all of that. And I'm happy I did. I wish I would have sacrificed even more, y'all. Honestly, I think back. So that's my second regret, is that I would have just sacrificed a little bit more and went a little bit harder. Instead of partying like my girlfriends and living a life and being a little socialite. That's what I wish. Outside of that, I'm not going to regret nothing. And I don't want you guys to slip up on this information thinking that you cannot do it or continue to make an excuse for it. It's really no excuse, you guys. It's all about now you saying what you want, accepting it, and doing what's required. It is women that is banging out college degrees and masters with 4 and 5 kids and doing it by themselves. You can do whatever you mentally put your mind to do. And it's really up to you guys. It's not about slavery no more. And see, this is the thing about it. See, let me take a step back just so you guys won't even ever come to me with those sayings again. If we're going to use slavery and all of that as our crutch, just do me one favor. Go and follow Antonio Moore and Yvette Carnell, right? Go ahead on and give them as much money as you possibly can so they can work on the reparations that we need. And then so you could go focus on your business. Because moaning and groaning it, keeping it internally is not doing us any justice. Get upset and go message Antonio and them and ask them, say, Falasha, they sent me since I want to cry the river about reparations and everything. Go pay Antonio and Yvette the money that they need to do what they need for the ADOS community. That's what they need. Antonio, Yvette, and Michi, those 3. Go get them all the donations they need. So, and then guess what? Get to work after that. You did your part. That's what we need. We don't need you guys to hold that internally anymore. I'm giving you guys the space. We're letting go this and let the people work for us that's doing the work. But holding a grudge doesn't do us no good in our community. Take that grudge and ask Antonio Moore, Yvette Carnell, and Michi X for their donation links so they can have the money that they need because they're doing the work in the community. Okay? That's what I need from everybody now. Because I'm tired of it. Yes, we get discrimination on the job. This is why you can start a business. Yes, we get discriminated when we buy houses. Okay, guess what? Buy cash. You know what I mean? Yes, we don't have opportunities like other. Okay, money speaks opportunities. You can't ask the government for every opportunity. We can't. We got to either get scholarships or whatever, and that's fine. That's your situation. Okay? The issue is this: there's no more excuses anymore now. I'm not giving nobody no more excuses. Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah. So Five House Rock says we all do. Well, we all do. I think it's about to come off too, and I got to go into my meeting. So there's a lot of work to do. My Alicia said, she said there's These are real conversations that needs to be had. Explain yourself, Five House Rocks. I didn't get you. And then Malisha said there's a lot of work to do. And then Coco Marinade said, Falashade says, bless you and your work, positive impact on our community. You're welcome, love. Coco Mermaid says Asian people were discriminated against, and now their cash speaks for themselves. Exactly. Okay, guys. So, do you all have any questions? I know I went off, and if you guys watch me, you'll see I go off at least. I told my sister, I think I. Right? Being, the regular little accountant, y'all just don't get it, right? It seems like I always got to go, a little crazy. But today, I'm always just passionate about, coming to serve you guys. And, that's what we try to do here. So no shade to nobody. Five House Rocks, no shade to you. You keep doing your work in the community. We appreciate you. And no shade to nobody. I'm here for the overall purpose of everybody collectively, and we can't do it if we're not feelings or not working together. So you guys, let me hear. Wow. So let me head on and get ready for my 1:30 meeting. Post your questions. So Malisha said your transparency will help people know that they too can start from the bottom. Exactly. This is why I've always been that transparent. This is why, because of it. I don't want nobody to think that I had anything handed to me, and nothing handed to me. Nothing. When I tell y'all absolutely nothing, nothing. I burn nobody to get to the top either. I didn't have to burn anybody to be here. You don't have to take shortcuts either. You don't have to. So Coco Mermaid no excuses. Yeah. So no, I just said no excuses because somebody was kind of getting in their feelings when I said because they had said slavery and stuff. Like, I give us all the grace. Yes, we are to admit that because I'm finding that in myself. So I'm able to admit as a Black woman, I am damaged. Okay. And it's okay. But the issue is that I'm not going to use that damage to keep me from being able to be free of it eventually. And the only way to be free of it is to fight what really damaged you. Like, for example, if you have daddy issues like me, then you might have to, work on, do counseling too. If you didn't grow up with money or well off, or you struggle, you may have to get financial coaching, for your mindset. Like, guys, it's all here, and we all have access to it. It's just that we have to be willing to, one, first of all, get the crab of a barrel mentality out. We have to help each other. That. Definitely do that. But you also have to be willing to do your part as well. So helping each other and doing that is okay, but you can help to the point where you burn out because that person didn't step up and do their part or help the next person, whatever the case may be. So we as a whole have to do our first part. And so this is the weird part about it is when I was sitting back analyzing the whole reparations and everything else and all of this, and I realized that we have to let, like I told you guys, Antonio and Yvette and all of them work, but we have to work on ourselves individually. So when we get the money, or when the money do come, or if it don't ever come, we still are sound and whole humans. Like, we have to actually work on ourselves. And so if you're not willing to do that, and that's for every person, whatever damage, financial damage, whatever, family damage, fatherless household, whatever the case may be, you also have to work on that too. But we can't make excuses why we don't know something now in this day and age. It's no more excuses. It's only accountability and action. Accountability and action. All right, guys, you all have an amazing day. And don't forget to go and register for my masterclass. Get the replay. Guys, the class was fire. They have everything that they need. Almost everybody is hired. They're sending me, they're posting their updates and everything else. So I'm excited about that. So guys, if you're on the fence, just you'll see the testimonials come out pretty soon. Go and learn how to hire your child so we can make sure that they're great. Okay. All right, guys. Love you all. See you later. Bye bye.